Whoa, it's the Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Yeah. Is that better? I think it's better without that light, isn't it? Wow, man. Wow. I'm starting to get the information again. It's very interesting. I'm starting to receive the information again. It has something to do with the stone structures around the planet. You know, today it was there was a full-blown attack, like an attack on the Illusion, on this thing I do, my reality. It started it was a multi-pronged attack. You know, I think some of it was just life. Life was occurring too. But it was very interesting where it all came from. And what I've noticed about me personally is when the attack comes in sort of a wave format, I can see it. It's when it's all scattered and very subtle, I have trouble, but I can feel it, but I can't really today I saw it clearly, man. Today I was like, whoa, dude, by 10 o'clock this morning, I was sitting here like, wow. I called my spiritual advisor. I go, it's game on. She's like, oh yeah, dude, it's game on up in my dream too. And so I've been noticing trying to articulate this. The information's coming back. So I noticed today I was sitting here, I listened, now that I'm doing my art in a different way, I'm listening to podcasts and interviews on YouTube of pretty interesting people again. And I'm getting a lot of information, and what I do is I let the information find me, and I use my discernment and kind of cross-reference it with other information to kind of start formulating like a perception of what may or may not be occurring in reality. Because I don't think anyone really knows. We're just getting fragmented shadows on the cave wall. So I was just sitting here listening to something, and this guy came up, and I was like, his voice sounds familiar. And I was like, oh, I went and I typed in his name, and I was like, oh, this is the weaponized anthropology guy. And I was like, because when I heard, and I've talked about this throughout my YouTube thing, and it ties in with, I've been noticing on the Coffee Talk, a little promotion there, in-house, in ad reference, native ad. I was noticing in the Coffee Talk, everybody keeps being like, about what do you think about DMT? What do you think about DMT? And correlating that weird thing I've been noticed about Joe Rogan's eyes the other day, and who Joe Rogan is, and you tie it all in. So all of a sudden this guy, I forget his name now, but it used to be under Gnostic Media, but it's not under Gnostic Media anymore. Anyway, just type in weaponized anthropology, and it's not the Joe Atwell ones, it's the ones further down. Anyway, because it all ties in to the stone structures, my own experience, and what's going on now. I can almost see it clearly, but not quite. But what I do know for sure is it's a battle for your soul. It is the real deal. It is your relationship with God. For me, it's my relationship with Jesus Christ. I hope you get to where you need to get on this deal, because it is the soul harvest is going on. And it's been going on throughout recorded history and probably infinitum. But I think we're here at some sort of weird crossover phase. So I look at I look at what's gone on in my journey of broadcasting and how this all happened. So I was getting a lot of this information early on YouTube, and I was always about the stone structures around the planet are really, there's something radical about them, and there's a lot of information contained in their geometry and where they're located on the planet. All I know is like that's a huge component because it ties. It's like it's like what, you know, the tethers that the astronauts have and tie them to the space shuttles. It's like that to the past. It's like this umbilical cord to the past. The stone structures are this reference to the past. It has something to do with this multidimensional experience we have, and it ties into the DMT thing. And I've been super like, as a sober guy, I know I don't need any like out-of-body experience to tap into the multiverse, because that's where God is. Like, I've rocketed into the fourth dimension, man. I'm fully like beyond needing to activate something, but I get what's going on with it. And all of a sudden this dude the weaponized anthropology thing came back in tonight. And I'm like, oh, that's what's going on with the DMT ayahuasca thing. It is a con job. It is the full con job to steal your soul. Because we're not in the past. We're in this like modern thing, and we have these devices that I'm talking into combined. They've changed the music from analog to digital. That's a huge component. And all of this is going on to zap you. Because if you get zapped, you can't get sober. And if you can get sober, you can get rocketed into the fourth dimension and make interdimensional contact with God. It's a little abstract what I'm talking about. But what it is nowadays with all this electronic equipment and the 5G and all the signals and stuff, I think if you went into this like DMT state, they can get you. And they can turn off some switches inside of you, of some perception switches. But I think you can go in there with God, and but if you have God, you don't need to go in there, I guess is what I'm saying, because here I am sitting just in my day. I get up this morning. I'm going about my day. I've had some multidimensional experiences today that only can be attributed to me being like super tuned in and with God. Like there was a moment today when Owl and I were in the park and we were rolling this hula hoop across the field, and Owl was chasing it like I got a glimpse at it. I was like, oh, whoa, dude. Like but I remember something my spiritual advisor was telling me. I was like early sobriety, and I was trying to trying to do that thing where I was trying to get this flagpole to bend with my perception. And because none of this is real. And so he was like, why do you need the flagpole to bend? I was like, well, I got to do the thing. He's like, that is getting caught up in the lower dimensional reality of like tapping, like trying to control this and not blasting past the whole thing. Like, anyway, so I'm starting to realize what's going on over here with other people in my life. Possibly have been abducted by the dark side of consciousness. Man, I don't have any doubt about it anymore. But it's the more and more I'm moving away from it, because I can look and I know whenever that live transmission I was doing in May, I remember sitting there recording live on that Sunday at Drill, like I've got, like the information was coming in, and then the very next day it all got jammed. Like it all fell off the planet, like my planet exploded. I remember it distinctly. I remember the next day what went down. And I'm like, I remember losing the information, and I'm regaining the thing because the information is multifaceted. It's so complex and so big and yet so simple, right? It really comes down to the truth is God and God is love. That's it. As far as I can tell. Like, you can get into the detail about it, but I'm pretty sure there's just truth, and the truth is God is love. That's it. And anything else is a deception, because I've been watching what's been going on in my reality. And I've got because I've been like, why did it get so weird? And it was like, boom, it had to I needed to get woken back up. Like, I'd sort of drifted off to sleep again into unconsciousness in this family dynamic thing, if you will. I was getting the information was coming. I was struggling in it because I knew that, as a warrior, I'm a warrior. I realized that today when the thing came, whatever that is, whatever the thing is, because it's so just swirling and unseeable, but to stand in it. I've been standing strong. Because I do have that relationship with God going on. I've chosen my salvation. With my free will, I've chosen freedom. And that's a radical concept because, I don't need to be, worried about it anymore, which gives me the freedom to accept the information again, because we're doing something much different here. I don't know if that really makes any sense. I think I can feel the shift coming, is what I'm saying. It's I got an email or a text message from one of the tribe dude who tracks me a lot, and the other day he was like, dude, you're getting back to the thing, dude, the thing you have to understand, it's been very interesting. It's close again, which means that an airplane could crash on my head tonight. I don't know, but I also am fully aware that it's game on, because it's that crazy. So on the final thing is, I realized on this deal is in the universe you need to ask for what you need. I've had a lot of financial backing over the last 6 months. I appreciate it. I just want to remind you that this free thought thing that I'm working on, man, and trying to broadcast to you, dude, I appreciate any sort of financial support you can put in, buy a coffee cup, get some stickers, drop some money in the PayPal account, dude. But I realize if I don't ask, I won't receive, and I have nothing but gratitude, and I'm not here to do it. I give this away freely, dude. That's the thing. But as we go into this time, it's up to us to take care of each other. I'm realizing that more and more day by day that the veneer of society is falling away, and it really comes down to this interpersonal communication that we're having in all aspects of our life. Where it's super apparent which team everybody's playing for. You are either 100% truth, honesty, trying to overcome your darkness by accepting your darkness and turning that darkness into light, or you're in denial of your darkness and you're accepting your darkness and you're turning your light into darkness. If that makes, you're dimming your light, man. And you can see it in everybody's actions right now. That's why if you communicate with a lot of people, almost everybody's going through something kind of heavy right now, because it's time. It is time to decide which team you play for, man. Do you play on God's team, or do you play on the Dark's team? The Dark's team. I don't know. I don't like the devil, Satan, any of that kind of stuff. You're either in the darkness or you're with God, man. And you can only be with God if you've taken care of your darkness and come to terms with it, because we all got it, man. We all have the sickness. But if we deny we have the sickness, we will never get healthy. Get what I'm saying? I hope. I don't know. 15 minutes. It could all just be gobbledygook. But I'm feeling it again. This piece of art's almost done, dude. It's expressing itself. It's beginning to express itself. Anyway, this is The Illusion signing off.